Hey, what's up, everybody? BDL44 coming at you in another video. All right, so I kind of wanted to comment on Future selling his catalog. Producer, rapper, artist, Future. He's selling his entire catalog, or has sold his entire catalog, for I believe somewhere around $70 million, $60 million. The catalog's specifically between 2004 and 2020. So there's some songs that just came out over the last 2 years were reportedly not a part of the deal. So there's a lot of different ways to look at it. And the only reason why I would comment on it is because I'm an artist myself. Don't do music necessarily, but I got all kinds of different art forms, playlist curation in the music field. But it's not professional. But nevertheless, I relate to it because what I'm trying to figure out is what type of price tag to put on my own stuff, and to go professional with some of my visual art. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about. Ownership is important in any art form, especially when you're producing everything. It's tricky for me because I have split ideas about, or things to say about the situation. On one hand, I say it's a good opportunity for artists who have a good collection of music or a good collection of art or what have you to just cash out in one swoop and then reinvest in the art forms that they're going to do going forward with that money. As an artist, I feel like, yeah, a lot of stuff that I've done, maybe you like it. Maybe you look at it and say it's what it needs to be. But the way I look at it is I'm still breathing, so I got more to do and I'm getting better. So the way I see it is maybe I can't recreate the magic that I've already created, but if you allow me to continue doing what I'm doing, I'm gonna come up with better stuff. So that's one part of it as an artist where I'm like, what am I? If I'm Future, he's probably my age, like 38, 39 years old. My game and what it is that I'm doing, I'm better at what I am now than I was then. So if I'm him, I'm like, my best stuff ahead of me anyway. As long as I'm breathing, just give me my $75 million, and you can do whatever you want with that, and I'll take that 75, reinvest in myself. So that's one way to look at it. If you have financial issues and things like that, you can just take care of all that. And a lot of times in music, a lot of these artists, they don't cash out. They never get a chance to. Maybe they pass away before they get a chance to do these things. So you don't know what your clock looks like. So if you got a chance to get a big, huge lump sum of money for all of your work, hey, maybe that's the move for a lot of guys. Now, for me, I look at it and I say you got to be careful about giving away your ownership because, if you have children, you don't know what type of profit you may be giving up for the short-term aspects of what it is that you're doing, especially if you have timeless classics, and Future does have a few of those for sure. So it's one of those situations where it's like, yeah, your catalog's worth 75 now, but there's no guarantee that your catalog's not going to be worth more later. But he may say back to me, well, music changes and a lot of times music gets dated. So stuff that may be worth a little more now might not be worth as much later on. You want to cash out. So I understand both sides of that. I truly get it. Another aspect of the situation, which I say is my split conversation, is I don't really know why a corporation is doing everything it can to invest in the entire catalogs of various artists. Okay, I don't know why one is doing that, but they're giving huge $100 million lump sums or even more to artists to just take everything they've ever made, or big huge chunks like Futures. To me, and a lot of artists may not even care about this, but it makes me wonder about the integrity of the music. It makes me wonder what all they plan on doing with the music. And when you consider music rights and being able to, how easy it is to sue somebody over sampling just a very small size of a song, they can profit a trillion different ways by keeping on top of where the music goes from here. And so can you. That's why you shouldn't give it away. Now, maybe you don't have the ability to stay on top of it like a corporation would, as to which they're going to maximize every opportunity to check every situation, dot every I and cross every T. But at the end of the day, you are giving up your ownership. So now everything that was due to you is now lumped together in that $75 million that you took back in 2022. Maybe that money turns into $150 million for you. Maybe you blow it. Maybe that point is not important. But the point is, if someone in this era, this right now, with a whole lot of money, sees it important to give you a bunch of money for what it is you have, that means they have an opportunity to parlay that into much more than what it is you're getting. So that is what I know. I want to know what they know before I give them what I have made. That's my point of view, because we're in a space where art has been saturated. It's been used in different ways. It's been perverted in nature in terms of they could tell the world that someone else made the song and it was actually you, that kind of thing. We've seen so much of that with black art, particularly, that as a black artist, I'm wary of selling my catalog, not knowing what the plan is with that catalog. Are they going to say someone else did it? Are they going to say that music isn't mine? Are they going to try to rewrite history entirely? They have a right to, because I've sold them it. So that's a problem for those that care about that kind of stuff. For those that don't, it don't matter. Cash out, call it a day, call it a life. So it just matters. It just depends on what matters to you. But in the presence of my art and what it is I'm creating, I'd like my family to have control over it. You know what I mean? And if they decide to sell it for a lump sum, then it's theirs to do. But while I'm breathing, I would like control over what it is I have, or at least know what they know so I can do what they do. Because if they're spending 75 on it or 100 on it, then they know they can get 300 on it, 350 on it, or even more. I need to know what they know. I don't need to be selling what I have. So that's one part of my point of view. It's like, no one's going to invest that much money in something if they don't plan on tripling, quadrupling that money. They're just not. So because I understand that, I know better than to take what they're offering. Not to say that they did. Some artists may have negotiated higher and different things. Negotiations go as they do. But I just don't trust the clock. Why 2022? You're buying it at a discount. Why would I sell it to you, knowing that it's a discount? So that's part of the situation for me. I wouldn't want to give over full ownership. I wouldn't. I'd want some kickback to me over time. So let's say I'm selling you the catalog for 75. I'm gonna take 50 and still get some kickbacks over time. That's what I'm gonna do. You can have the majority of it, but I'm gonna want my 25. I'm gonna want a check every month for whatever you get. Even if it's $100 check, I want that to go to my great-grandson for the rest of his life. You know what I mean? So that you have some kickback for the creation that you made. So that's just my little way of wanting things to go if I were in control of my situation in that way. But, I support everybody else. Maybe Futures finds out some things behind the scenes and make it look like this is the right move for him. Maybe he thinks that their play isn't a good investment. You know what I mean? If he deems their play not a good investment, then he has to do what he has to do and take their money. But I just feel like a corporation like that probably has very long-term plans with your art. They're paying for it today. They plan on using it forever. So that is that's basically how I see it. So that's what I wanted to say, man. I really don't have anything else to add to the situation. I'm a fan of Future's music. I put him on my very last playlist I made last night. He's on there. So, hopefully it all goes well for what it is he's trying to do, and he can continue to give us that heat that he brings to the table. So that's what I got to say, man. My name is BDL44. I thank y'all for watching. I'm out.